Welcome to another Jobs for Football interview. Today's guest is Newcastle and Peru legend Nobby Solano. He's talking to us about his playing career and how he transitioned into coaching. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.
Sometimes when you be a footballer or you play at a high level, what I learned in this game is we sometimes thinking about we probably know everything about football. But for me, was very, very key and very important to do the coaching badges. The coaching badges helping a lot to us to understand the game. It's different when you on the pitch, you do your own stuff, but when you manager or you coach, you have to thinking about everything. So that experience, soon I left football. I got my first experience, I was in the club, in the Peruvian club. But from that time in 2012, soon I left, stopped playing football, I got my coaching badges, and a year later, straight away going to the game to coaching. To be honest, I didn't realize how difficult, how hard it was to be coach and manager and the head coach, especially in a big club. Fortunately for myself, I had a good result because I joined with a good, experienced people around me. My fitness coach and my assistant coach. They used to be my ex-coaching. So what I'm trying to say is we need to understand all the situations. I can explain to you all my philosophy. I would love to. We watching football. We see a lot of great managers around the world. I was with good coaches around, good ones, not too good. But what I thought is you need to adapt. And first thing is you need to adapt in where you arrive. It's different if I'm going to League 2 or going to League 1 or going to Championship or going to Premier League. You need to understand the levels. So that's why I understood the words is called coach. First of all, I had to leave my career behind myself.
Correct.
Because the thing is, when you're thinking too much about, I used to kick the ball like this, or I used to. So if you put your mind into the players you have in that time coaching to you, hey, you should be do this, you should be do that. But remember, we're not always the same. That's why we have to understand we coach. So what I think is I need to adapt into whatever I'm going. It's like I said to you before, it's different to go in the League 2, it's different to go in the League 1 and Championship, of course, Premier League. So that's my first mentality. I'm not complaining about anything, because if I am complaining, we don't need to be expert in to know Guardiola coaching Manchester City, coaching Bayern Munich, coaching Barcelona. And if Guardiola going to join tomorrow, maybe into Newcastle, will be different, or maybe into Southampton will be different.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying is, we have to just get on what we have, the opportunity. Yeah. I love to the footballers to let them know you don't need to be 60 million or 40 million players to tell you how to play football. I would like you to coach him to give you that confidence to say, okay, I understand if you go center back in the League 1, he probably will he try to give you 10 passes, will maybe miss 10 or 8 passes or 9 passes. I understand. It's different to you going to Premier League players, they're probably in different high levels. So I will adapt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's something that's definitely happening I've mentioned it before, in 23s football, where players who are very kind of robotic, they're not kind of let their own talents kind of develop. They're kind of told, this is how you must play. And you may get a centre defender like Harry Maguire, who maybe isn't the most gifted technically, but the under-23s coach and PL1, PL2, they make him play into midfield, they make him play into left back, right back, and make him come out with the ball. And sometimes it's not in their nature to do that, and it does get frustrating for many players.
You have to. What happened? That's my opinion. I'm saying I'm not got the right answer in football. You can speak or you can hear in more experience. But what I'm saying is, you need to live your own experience. I think when you try to tell the players, you have to be sensible. We can coach them. We can tell them, okay, you have to do this. But when you go into the pitch, you have to make your own answers. You need to make it. If I tell you, you go long, but if you see somebody you can play into the feet, do it.
Yeah.
So we coaches sometimes. Some coaches say don't try to be too tell the players everything. The player needs to express himself, because in the game is different when you have a positions, when you have a thing. But I love football. The football you have to try. If you're a player in any level, you're available to kick the ball. So you have to bring the ball. I'm not too keen to use the goalkeeper much. To use the goalkeeper, because now it's crazy to crazy to use it look like the goalkeeper, and that's the reason now the goalkeeper costs to you 80 million, 70 million, 90 million. That's Guardiola probably sometimes confuse everyone. It's not everyone like a Ter Stegen feet or Neuer feet. So we have to be sensible. Look like the Liverpool goalkeeper, what happened the other day. So I like it basically things in football. Everything changed a lot, but basically things in football was created from England for 100 years. Make sensible things. You are defender, you are midfielder, or you're attacking. When you have
the basics well.
Sorry?
Do the basics well, and the rest will happen.
Exactly. So, and after, like I said to you, it's not easy. I would like it to play. I would love it to play. Everybody's big fans to see Guardiola's team, how they come through from the back, things like that. But it's indifferent. To me, it's nice. It's a great football. But sometimes, if I don't need to, sometimes have to make 20 passes or 25 passes before a score. Sometimes you work in the same situation with 3 passes, you can score 2. So it all is flexible. Depend, like I'm saying to you, depend who has to deal with. Like I said to you, I can be in the League One, in League Two, see which players are available, so how technical they are, to try to prove my game. But in general, my friend, you have to play football. I love the play football, enjoy to want to go forward, things like that.
You said you learned a lot from the coaching badges. What did you learn? I would expect that a player with your experience sort of like has a real good understanding of how it is to be a coach. You see people like Gerrard and Lampard and Rooney recently going into big jobs.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think we need to have a period. And like I'm saying, it's not all go the same. It's a lot of different cases, special case like Guardiola. Guardiola is straight away from the youth team of Barcelona, joined to the first team. He was very lucky to have a Xavi, to have Iniesta, to have a Messi, very young score, a strong score. I will say, but he has a good credit to manage, great players, top high-level players, world-class players. It's a great to be manager with them and try to make them to winner. But what I'm saying, I believe, is with my experience, I'm saying, you need to go step by step, because, I'm not criticizing Rooney, very lucky. He's just decided to be coach, and the guy give you the job. And the same, like you said, Gerrard, I don't know how much experience, but you go into the chance. But I will see. The time is, for me, the best witness is the time. Some people, I can say, Guardiola has a great job. He did great job. Mourinho has or Klopp, people like that. If you see his books, or when they started, was in different periods, different times. So I will say, just clap and say very lucky them. No, but well, like I'm saying, I believe in the step by step. That's what your question was when you coach. What's doing your coaching by making you understand is how much is the quality, the game you have to put on into the players, what you have to tell, how you have to speak, how the body language you have to be when you are head coach, the right words to tell to the players, because not all the same. I got different coaches, and when I was playing in Newcastle, when soon start to do the coaching or get from this side, you now understand what happened with the case in that time with Ruud Gullit. I got experience with Ruud Gullit, Kenny Dalglish before that, Ruud Gullit, Bobby Robson, Glenn Rother, people like that. So I'm trying to put my head again to say what happened to them. It wasn't that easy, So I think that's the best way. I believe now I'm being 6-7 year coaching. I feel now more experienced than if it 4 years ago, 5 years ago, because being the national team with these world-class managers like Gareca is one of the Argentina, they teaching you, coaching you, you listen a lot of things to say, oh my God, this guy is right. So just make sure. And after what we have in our been playing football before is their dress room, how to treatment with the players, what the players thinking about, that's it. So tactical, how do you have to do? No, in the game, just go play, express yourself. If you're happy, you have a nice day, go play, but we're not really thinking much,
I think man management's even more important nowadays, probably, Nobby, compared to even your days with the amount of money and social media influence. Would you say that's a right phrase? Would you say man management is key these days?
Oh, of course. I think it's all the time. Like I'm saying, it's very, very important you win the dress room. I mean, the message of the coaches, our situation is try to win the dress room, and then they get into the players the right message, because these players in these times they need more information. I believe that before you have a more, like I said before, the players more acting more natural. You're acting because we're playing more football. I don't know if you play more in the street or develop in different ways. Now it's a lot of players you have to deal with players from academics. All of this generation, I believe, 2000, I don't know if I'm wrong, but 2000 or up to here, or sorry, from the 90s, these boys from academics, you have to tell them, go to the left, go to the right, do this, do that. In my time, just go into the field, play football, express yourself, and that's it. But now it's getting more information, technology. You have to tell the players, explain on the screen to say what you have to do. You have to coach a lot of coaching, But I mean, it's fine. It's fine. That's why we study. That's why we have to be available to do that.
Of course. And you mentioned some head coaches previously at Newcastle you worked with. Who was your biggest influence to?
I always take I will take small things from everyone, from each one I have, what happened with Bobby? Ruth Gullit, for me, for example, he joined like in the times when you used to play football and coach, like Gianluca Biel in Chelsea or him in Chelsea. Ruth Gullit never was man manager, like you say, it never was easy to speak to him. His profile was too high, how big he was. He never dealt so well with the experienced player, and that time was Warren Barton, John Barnes, Robert Lee, Philippe Valverde. People probably ended his career. He never was so keen to letting these guys the best exit of the football, He was quite nasty, straight away arrived there, used us like young players, put in the pitch, and these people just letting go or put it on the side, never respected their careers. Stuart Pearce, John Barnes, people like this, they need to be better ended in football, especially for the club. He has that big problem when he arrives. Could you imagine these people playing in the reserve team and the second team? So it was tough for him, really tough. And after he fell out with Alan Shearer, he wasn't very happy with him. So how any manager, if you go experience, you will never thinking about, these old people can help me in the team.
Yeah.
I will use them in the right way. I will give you the best exit because they need respect. You have to respect a special player when they're at the end of the careers. You cannot say, okay, it's not like a young boy, playing well, get out. No, these people, that's why I have that picture from Ruth Gullit and say, no, that's not the best way. And Bobby Robson, opposite, of course, these people wasn't in the club already, like John Barnes, Stuart Pearce, people like that already left. But Robert Lee, Warren Barton, people like that, Bobby started to build them for them, slowly give it better exit, So Bobby get into the dressing room. He find out what's the problem here. He tried to pull the team together. And that time, I remember we used to, with Kenny Dalglish and Ruth Gullit, just anybody can go anytime to go have a lunch and disappear. So Bobby started to organize all these things to say, I come out
Structure.
like a granddad, you know,
Yeah.
say, hey, 1 o'clock, everybody sit down. Yeah, I have to wait for he finish the food and we can leave the tables and go home. So all these things is, to me, is that more important. And after that, you can be the best strategic or the best tactic man, but if you don't have that feeling with players not really respect you or like you message, the game start to get more harder. No?
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
So it's all about mutual respect.
Of course, you have to show respect, and the player know how much you know about football.
Exactly.
The player now, even they probably they use more technology, things like that. But a player know, find out straight away how much you coaching, how do you coaching. Klopp is the best example. Klopp to me is another guy I like it because he's the guy from the scratch, a potential player. I like it. That's the way I probably I will like it, you know, to potential players. Because when you go into the big clubs, you know, like these mega giant clubs like, you know, Barcelona. How do you think they will coach in there? How do you will tell Messi you have to do this? Hey, how you will tell Ronaldo you do this? How these players, the standard of the player has to tell. I think it's more working in the tactical strategy. But when you are in the, for example, like Newcastle is a great club to coaching to potential players. You have a very good team, good players there, professional. They should be more and more available. We're talking the other day about, without criticizing Bruce, I don't know the day by day, but listen, how do you know Newcastle United can get the ball from the back? You go players, professional players from 10 million, 12 million, 15 million will be available to play the ball from the back. But it's like I say, some people go his own, I don't know. Sometimes you join there, it's hard because sometimes players, I tell you, sometimes the players from Premier League to try to, you tell them, because you show them in the screen, you tell them, look, how many mistakes, you should be cross, you should be do this, you should be do that. And players, hey, hold on, I'm professional. You can't, so you have to win that dress room, telling the players to understand, because sometimes people say, I'm playing the Premier League, I know everything about football. It's sometimes wrong. Sometimes it's wrong.
So in terms of the coaching side, obviously you started at Universitario, is that correct?
Universitario is the Peruvian, the big club here in Peru that was in the relegation zone. We arrived and get up from the relegation. That's true. We joined in June, and that's another explaining for myself. What happened? We did well. The people happy because we get out from the relegation. We was quite close to qualifying to international competition like Copa Libertadores, South America Cup. But the club was a little bit mess. He struggled with money. They have a bankruptcy club, but still alive to play in the Peruvian league. They cannot spend too much money. What was my opinion? I'll try to be honest to the media. Say, listen, we next season, I don't think so. If the situation not getting better with no money, things like that, how do you want me to say we want to win the league?
Yeah.
So I was quite honest, but that's cost to me probably the job, because in big club, it's right. That was probably my mistake, because you in big club cannot make an excuse. You have to, and unfortunately, even the situation is bad, you have to tell there, no, we have to challenge, you have to win we want to go for the title, even you don't have one penny. So that was my mistake.
That's something that, in terms of our line of work with the Jobs for Football side of things, a lot of the time, Nobby, it's about managing expectations. And when we talk to presidents, when we talk to chairmen, it's okay, you want that, but is it really realistic? You know, you want a head coach who's pro license, who's won cups, but you're only paying $5,000 a month. You know, let's be serious, let's be real, and let's kind of break it down to what actually is there in the marketplace. And I think that's kind of where we come, you know, we manage expectations from the outset. We don't blow smoke, we just say it how it is. And kind of what you said there probably benefited your career, because if you went into Universitario the second season, you didn't have the financial backing, didn't have the personal backing, you could have got relegated maybe, because it was an impossible task. And then on your CV, instead of looking at getting the club out of relegation, getting them towards the Copa Libertadores, you would have had a negative. You know, so there's so many coaches who don't take that kind of decision. They go in blind, they go in and they just think, oh, I'll just get on with it. But sometimes that can be detrimental to their career moving forward.
I was hearing about Arsene Wenger. We've been talking about this thing in the Premier League, the England. Remember the time when I arrived in England, talking about 1998. England was a perfect place to be to working in football. In which way? What I'm trying to say is, I remember managers used to sign a 4 years contract, 5 years contract. I see managers stay longer in the clubs. Soon these people, of course, it's good for the football, good for everything. The rich guys, the owners, start to arrive in the club. Maybe don't give any more chance to any managers. So everything about you have to, in 5 months, you have to have a result. In 6 months, you have to have a result. Like you say, okay, you understand. In football, what I'm saying is sometimes you can have millions of millions, but never guarantee to you win anything. No, that's my opinion. I understand these people want to be successful straight away, things like that, because they want to become famous around the world, winning things, of course. But I will say England used to be the best place. No, it's still for me the best place to working in football. But like I'm saying now, the chairmen, the owners, and clubs, they look too easy the game to be successful. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of time, especially if you want to build a team. I like it probably maybe Manchester City owner giving, of course, because Guardiola win titles with City, but you see in the other rest of the clubs, you see now the managers don't get too long, don't give enough time.
What you find, Nobby, as well is, I call it the roundabout. So the same old managers get sacked from one job, and they're on the roundabout, and then they end up in another Division 2 club or another Division 1 club or a Scottish Premier League club or a Scottish Championship club. And I think that's a stigma where chairmen probably better the devil they know. They want to go for somebody who has got that experience, but 9 times out of 10, it's an experience in a negative situation, where sometimes they've got to just have a leap of faith and say, well, listen, I'm going to engage with this coach. I'm going to back him. I'm going to support him and give people chances, But unfortunately, that's becoming less and less.
Sure, I understand. We depend. We all win. All will live with this career, with this situation, with results. That's nobody has to be blind to know about this. We need to have a results. But it will be nice, like you say, if you know how much you give me. The chairman need to know how much you give me to me to get the expectation. Sometimes the realistic. You have to be realistic, or you have to build them. I love it to building things. I like a big example is Bournemouth. This guy Eddie, the manager Eddie, I can't remember how he do great job. And now when they struggle things like that, they get sacked. Or I don't know if he left with things like that. So he guy do fantastic job for Bournemouth. So sometimes it's very cruel this game to just remember the last thing what you did. The people forgot what you've been doing from the beginning. But like I say, it's no excuse, my friend. It's no excuse. I understand the game, how much pressure is on when you head coach, things like that. But I won't never make excuse to when they get any job or any challenge to go to, because football is a nice game. Like you can be hero or no, but longer you give everything, longer you too honest in the game, the chances is still, like I said, the chances still. I'm feeling so confident, more confident. Like I said to you before, 4 or 5 years ago, you say I'm a coach now, but when you're in the game, no, not really. But now, without experience with these people, national team, so many international games, and being the World Cup with the national team, I believe I'm a little bit ready. And like I'm saying, any challenge, the philosophy, like I said to you, my philosophy is play good football. Like everyone, I don't think so. You will speak to any coach who say, no, I want a horrible game. Just goalkeeper to striker, see what happens. Like a rugby, get way quicker in the sides, and we pushing from there. But we will like it. We will love to enjoy football, but you need to understand what you got in the time. You need to know what player we have to deal with.
Exactly. You need to know what players you have.
You find that harder with the national team than you do at club level, because you don't have as long with the players training and coaching them?
Well, in the national team is a little bit completely different, because what happened is the player, like now in March is two qualified games. The players arrive only 4 days before the match because a lot of players abroad. We can't have much time to coach it. We don't have any time. You have to do everything more like a tour because the player has to recover. The training session is no longer than 45 minutes. We had to pull together different ideas of football because some guys came from Mexico, America, everywhere around the world. So, but we've been working with them. They know our philosophy. They know how the manager thought, everything like that. So, but with this, I believe it's easier day by day because the day by day you have more time to coaching to the player. From Monday to Friday before the games, you have 4 days to work with them, and you have a long period. You have 1, 2, 3 months working with them. Make it easier, no?
So how do you recruit the players for the national team, Nobby? Are you part of a kind of panel that goes and selects the players for the under-20 team?
Yeah, our philosophy, how we working with Ricardo is all our staff, we are about 6, 7, between 2 assistant coach, 3 assistant coach, 2 fitness coach, and the guys do analyzing the games. So we all pull together. And what we're doing is start to follow the player. We start from the goalkeeper, from the back to forward, no? Mm-hmm. So how is doing everyone? We now going in the computer. We checking them. We follow the last 3 matches they're playing in Spain, Mexico, wherever they are playing. Checking from there how they've been doing. So from there we kept. In general, to be honest, we've been 6 years in here now. We normally recruit the same players because they're still in good level. Apart from Paulo Guerrero, Farfán, we need to keep an eye on them because they're older now. But they're still playing at a high level. We're still available to be selection, Yeah. But we follow them for like a 3-4 game, how his fitness, things like that with the fitness coach, talking to Ricardo, head coach. And we have a whole opinion about it will come or not come. Yes, we have to bring him because the reason, blah, blah, blah. Everybody has to have your own opinion. And after Ricardo decided, because the head coach, to say, okay, yeah, right. We in general, we have the same opinion. It's a national team. It's probably Argentina more difficult, Brazil more difficult because how many Uruguay, how many quality players they go around the world. That's probably for the managing. Peru we don't like them, We don't have the massive, players around the world. So we're very small group.
And focusing on the youth development in Peru, obviously, I think you go direct to Boca from Peru, or?
Sorry?
Did you go direct to Boca from Peru?
Yeah. I played in Peru like 4 years, 5 years, high-level football professional. I have a debut when I was 17. I moved to Boca Juniors when I was 21. Yeah. So I've been playing already Copa Libertadores, like the Champions League in Europe. I've been playing a lot international, national team too. I joined when I was 18 years old. So I got enough experience before move to Boca Juniors because Argentina level, football level is very tough. It's a very, very passion. The players, they don't give it, especially a big club, always under pressure. So I have that enough experience before to move to England. And for me, I was lucky to pass for Argentina, no?
Yeah. Yes. But with the youth side in Peru, what are the facilities like, Nobby? What's the kind of infrastructure like?
We still, to be honest, Nick, we're still so much behind everyone. And unfortunately, the football in here, we need a lot of work to do. You're going to, even our national team, whereas our training ground, we still only to pitch for training with the first team. So we here, and unfortunately, what happened, the directors of football, very close to football, the mentality, very, very poor. They are not really in basement. Yeah. I tell you, Universitario, Alianza Lima, one of the big clubs, they got relegated this year. Yeah. Last year, sorry. So it's not good enough. That's why you see always Argentina in the top, Brazil in the top, Uruguay, even a small country, Uruguay in the top. Colombia in the top because start to work so well. Ecuador, Chile, they start to build them better stadiums, more facility, develop, like you said, they're working so well in academic. So we still miles away from them. That's why we struggle. We only just wishing and pride to great 2-3 great talents come up from nowhere.
Yeah.
And just playing football for Peru.
Are there a couple of special talents, Nobby, at present that you've got your eye on within the under-27?
Yeah. So the only thing, Nick, what to me is scared to always to say this guy could it.
Yeah. Cool.
For me, the best challenge for us, for Peruvian players, is if you know are the right or the highest players or the best players in the Peruvian league,
Cool.
your chances, you know what I mean? With all respect, it's my country. I love it, my country. That's to be honest. If you not play in the high level in Peruvian league, no play week and the week, playing well, what is your chances to you go abroad? What's the problem now, Nick? Is too many agents told to the boys too early, saying to the because to be honest, if you look the marketing, the cheaper is the Peruvian players, Bolivia, us, maybe Venezuela, because the reputation. So for 1 million now in this football, you go anywhere. It's like this boy Vilca, with all respect, 250 kilos pay Newcastle. What do you expect him for that? To be tomorrow bloody playing the weekend with the big lads in every weekend and the weekend? Yeah. Come on, guys. That's the truth. That's the realistic situation. Because the boy need to play more football in here.
Nobby, just a quick fire questions. Five questions for you. The best player you played with?
My best player I played with? Well, to be honest, apart from Maradona.
Apart from him. Yep.
A short period, Riquelme. Riquelme was a fantastic player from Argentina.
I think Nobby, if Riquelme had a little bit more pace, he would have been a world beater.
Yes. Riquelme is the natural number 10 from the 20 years, 15 years ago. I'm enjoying so much assisting or playing, giving assistant to score goals to Alan. Another machine. It's amazing, strong machine.
Of course. Best player played against?
I will say it's too many. It's so, one that says I was so lucky to be in England and playing against so many great players. But the one I thought in that time was flying. It was amazing. Was Thierry Henry.
Yeah. Best coach?
I will say Bobby Robson. Give me a lot of good lessons.
Best stadium? Now it's going to be between St James's and Bombonera.
Well, St James, Bombonera have big histories too. I will enjoy so much to play in the Champions League in Camp Nou.
Camp Nou, yeah?
Camp Nou.
And in an ideal world, who would be the one team in the world that you'd like to be head coach of?
Oh, my friend, the dreams. Probably the club you really probably will enjoy because the football, the philosophy is Barcelona. I like the way they like it, they enjoy the football. No?
Perfect. Good. Anything else, Darren, that we need?
Go have a few words on Maradona.
Great person and fantastic footballer. He was fantastic footballer. No more. Well, you probably know. Everybody knows. But great person. The guy you see speaking in the speech in the television, things like that, he was the same natural guy. He's a lovely person. Crazy man, but lovely person. Unfortunately, he's not here anymore. But God bless him.
Yeah, 100%. I think those sort of talents are like a Gaza in a way as well. My father played with Gaza in Newcastle, and I had the pleasure of being in his company a lot of the time when I was younger. And I think if he had his last £5 in his pocket, he would give it to you. He was that sort of person. He was just Gaza's just a lovely guy, and I think he gets a bit of bad press sometimes.
We call these people came from where they came from. Maradona came from the very poor life. That's why they're natural. They're huge giants and plenty money around them, but they never change his soul, never change his human being. They're always natural person, natural. They try to help everyone.
Perfect. Nobby, I appreciate everything.
No problem, Nick. No problem, my friend. Okay.
You're a superstar.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nobby.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.